Welcome to Nintendo K channel. I am Danny.
Evelyn.
And today it's the first episode of our Nintendo K Direct. This is where we pull some questions, or I should say get some questions about various topics for video games. I thought it'd be interesting to just discuss it. But since this is the first episode, Evelyn is going to be asking me some questions. Some may be interested and should kind of have a consensus of listening to you guys, as well as some things that she wants to find out for one particular topic, and that is the Nintendo Switch. It is now marking in 6 years.
6?
Yeah, 6 years. It was released in 2017, March 3rd, if I remember correctly, right?
Wow, yes. It's been a while.
It's been a while. And within the last 6 years, there have been a ton of games that has been released. I thought it was a good time to look back and just do a retrospective on how I felt about it, and even Evelyn as well. So this is your episode to kind of find out what my thoughts about it as I collect everything and try to make it cohesive to express it to you guys. Right?
That's right. It's directly to you. So if you even have any question, any thought, you could just leave it in the comments and we read everything.
Yeah, so yeah, if you have any question, like Evan said, leave it down in the comments. I definitely will read them and definitely will answer it on the next episode of this Nintendo K Direct Talk. All right, so
are you ready, Daddy?
Yeah, I guess so. We'll make
I
it
feel like a
casual.
reporter in here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. So what does the Nintendo Switch mean to you?
Wow, that's a very tough question actually, because it comes a lot of thoughts in my mind when I think about what it means to me. Well, first of all, I got to play a lot compared to previous generations, except counting probably the older one when I was much younger. But I got to play a bit more. I also had fond memories of playing various games with a lot of memories and thoughts about games leading up to the launch and beyond up to this point in 2023. So it leaves a lasting impression. I think that as I speak, I guess I can answer down the line. I know Evelyn has a lot of questions about things that I was thinking about. It will kind of come to light when I go through with my thoughts.
All right, ready for the next one?
All right.
What are your fondest memories of the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, Evelyn had to bring out this for me. This
it's another side.
Yeah, this is the Nintendo Switch. This is the launch system that I got, and Nintendo was able to provide me the system, and it was my first foray into getting my hands on it. But the thing is, before this, wow, it was a memory that obviously Evelyn knows very well. Nintendo invited Evelyn and I to an event, pretty much to play.
Yes, I will never forget
Poochie
that.
and Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yes, and I was ready to play a Yoshi game, and I was wearing my Yoshi shirt. I was really a shy person. I was just.
I could say that because I had to interview Evelyn every time she's on camera, but this time she's interviewing me, so it's the opposite. So look how much
6 years.
6 years has changed her. I think the Nintendo Switch changed you pretty heavily.
Yeah, it did. But getting back to that memory, that was the invitation which just surprised us. We were ready to play a Yoshi game, and then when we walked into the room, we were like, no guys, we're not playing that. I know you're excited.
We're playing Nintendo Switch.
We're like,
yeah, I was blown to bits. And I try to hold it in, of course. A lot of good emotions pouring in me, because obviously that was the hype. It was seeing the presentations and hearing about people trying it out. They have very good impressions about it. So obviously I'm dying to get my hands on it. So I will never forget that moment, that memory. Evelyn as well, she got to play with me at that event. 1-2 Switch, and especially The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You guys know by now, the rest is history about that game. I'm lost for words even just thinking about it right now, but I think my expression speaks for itself, what a lasting impression that was.
It did.
Yeah. Another memory I want to get to the next part was Evelyn and I were at the Nintendo Switch midnight launch at Nintendo New York store in New York City. If you guys don't know where the store is located, we were online over 30
plus hours.
We had to take shifts.
We went on March first at nighttime.
Yeah.
And then, with all the friends there, they're like, come on, guys, come on, don't be a party pooper, just stay with us. We're like, then it's like,
I'm a little old.
yes.
So I don't know if I have the stamina to do it, but I struggled through, but it was worth it in the end. I stayed overnight. I sent everyone home, so I took the brunt of it. It was like, I know that the temperature went down to like 15 degrees Fahrenheit or at best like 20 at night, overnight. And then when the sunrise, it got a little warmer.
Yes.
Evelyn came back, and then I kind of shifted my gears to rest up, and then Evelyn took over. Just lasting throughout the 30 plus hours, talking to a lot of people online. It's good memories. That's part of the experience being on a line like that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't think I can never do it again because I'm a little older now. It's like literally 6 years older from that time period, like the Switch, right? But what I take away from that is it's a true memory that I can take forever and say, like, I was online for this system. It left a lasting impression on me, and that's definitely one of them. And once we got our hands on the system, I got the Master Edition for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as well. Very big box. It just makes it worthwhile. I don't know what to say. That's really my feeling about it.
Not only that, because Danny is a big Zelda fan.
Yes.
And that one, we were one of the lucky ones to get the ones that is autographed.
Yeah, it was autographed by Eiji Aonuma. You guys know him by now, and it's one of my crowning pieces in the collection. And it's still sealed. I know. That I don't think I'll ever open because I have multiple copies of the game. I'm sure you guys understand you're a collector. But yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I would say that for me, fondest memory is getting into playing games more and more, and also getting to play with others, and I could actually call them as friends as of after 6 years.
Yeah.
Many friends in there that I actually grew from just playing video games.
Right.
And thanks to the Nintendo Switch. Another one, I'm sure you remember very clear. The midnight launch for Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes, that's a big one. That was a big one. They had a really awesome performance. It is my first time experiencing anything like that. Nintendo made an elaborate presentation with dancers and music. Mario made an appearance.
We saw Mario dancing.
Yeah, we saw Mario dancing.
It was actually live.
Yeah. You know the theme song to Super Mario Odyssey by now. Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president at the time.
Yes,
we got to meet
there.
him. Really cool.
The creator too.
One of the creators of Super Mario Odyssey was there. I was able to greet with him, got his autograph. Another fond memories. I got to see a lot of fans. Really enthusiastic, especially that they're getting the system. Some of them got their system at that time with the game, and some people just went and get the game, but they get to experience this show. So that was really amazing. Another fond memories that I'll take forever because I think I'll never experience that again. You know?
That's right.
Yeah. Oh man, what else?
I'm sure it's a ton.
There's a ton.
There's a ton because 6 years. You think about it. I'm sure you guys have your own memories too. You could share them with us too.
Another one I think Evelyn forgot is the Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yes.
I think that was a really, really awesome. Nintendo flew us to Los Angeles. It was a media event where we got to try out the game, but they made the entire venue in this mansion.
I felt that we were in the game.
Yes.
We were able to try the
poltergust. Yeah, the poltergust.
That was heavy.
That was a legit vacuum.
I feel bad for Luigi all the time carrying that. It is heavy, but hey, you gotta do what you have to do, right?
That was a great one. But in terms of the memories, I'll just round it up. I know it's a lot, but I just round out the emotions, the feelings you had when playing the various games, like going back to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It took my breath away, seeing the vast landscapes. You can go anywhere in that world. You can see it far away, the castle with Calamity Ganon, and you know that's where you have to end up, but it's a long way. So, you can try to get there early or take your risk, whatever the case is, you play any way you want. Also the memories that playing on stream.
Oh no.
Playing on, the games that had, I'm sure Evelyn had a big impact from.
Nah, I just, neighbors just keep chopping onions, and then it just tears.
Now I
Oh.
Want to live. To live and learn a whole lot more.
Oh.
There's so much for us to see.
Finally. You called me by my name.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're right. Honestly, I never thought like video games could actually get me into a very emotional.
Yeah,
I feel it, and then it's just like, oh my goodness, it's just a strong connection with the characters. Playing hours, just watching Danny playing it. Those are the things that I don't think I will ever forget.
I think that it was able to broaden your horizons on different type of games because you didn't play a lot of the different genres, and I think that the Nintendo Switch library is insane. It's
That's right.
Yeah.
I only sort of grew up playing Mario games, and I started at the beginning of the Nintendo Switch. I'm just like keep playing like Mario games. I also play Splatoon 2, and of course now Splatoon 3. But not only that, I actually watched Danny playing a lot of the RPG, and it kind of opened my eyes. Like, wow, there are a lot of great games out there. I know they are, but it's just that I never thought that I will be able to get into RPGs and also try. At least I'm trying. Especially right now, I try to play Nier Automata, of course. It's not. It's just a little bit challenging for me because I never grew up playing 3D games, and then now to see that, it's like I try a little, but honestly, thanks to the Nintendo Switch, I'm able to open up and play other games.
Yeah. So good things come from this generation of games. So essentially, you jump from the NES, Super Nintendo, right into the Nintendo Switch. And like in between, there was missing gaps, but caught up. With Wii U, you got to play the Wii U, and then the big one was the Switch here.
I absolutely would say that they're a game for everyone. Now that we have retro games on the Switch, and then all the way to the modern, and all like so many games.
So many types, right?
You just don't have enough time to play them.
Yeah, it's only 24 hours a day, but I can play only as much as time permits, right?
That's right. All right. Moving on to the next one. Ooh, what are your favorite games on the Nintendo Switch?
Oh, that's a tough
That's why
one.
I say games. I didn't say games.
Games, plural.
Yes.
So, I think that as you guys are probably aware, I have a pretty large collection. I mean, behind me I have a couple of systems as well. I know I'm covering it, but you can see I'm very passionate about the system. And from day one, I had a good feeling about it since 2017. And with that in mind, I think of a system have its essentials, you know, like I was talking about the two previous games earlier in the lifespan of Nintendo Switch in 2017. We had The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey. Those are essentials. You definitely have to get those. And then everything after that, that's like fair game. You can just go in. I'm big on different genres. You guys probably don't know or do know that I play various type of games. From action to RPGs. Like I can think of action like Bayonetta. We have Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3 now.
Wow, insane.
It's insane. We have tons of Mario games, tons. I mean, I just may name one, but you have the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, New Super Mario Bros. U. We have the Mario parties, you know, so many parties, right? The sports Mario games.
Right.
Wow, what am I missing? This is a ton of Mario games, literally, that you can get
now
into.
you could also play the retro games as well.
The retro ones, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, that's another one. I'm naming random things off my head. I'm not scripted, so obviously everything
Mario
is just
Maker,
Super Mario Maker 2,
Mario Kart,
8 Deluxe, you know, tons of Mario games. What else? RPGs. I can't say more than it is. It's like it's insane amount of RPGs on the Nintendo Switch. I think that is a powerhouse. I usually think of a competing platform as the system for a lot of RPGs, but not this time.
Not this time.
It's insane that we have a lot of different RPGs represented from other third-party companies, like Square Enix represented very well. I'm very happy to see various games, like especially Nier Automata. That's a very big shocker to me. We have Xenoblades. I got into Xenoblade because of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Because of that game, I'm really considering to play the first and second entry. You have a tour of the Golden Country, and there's also some extras with the definitive edition on the first Xenoblade. So there's a lot of content there. I got to respect that developer quite a bit. I got to learn that they made various games for Nintendo games, like different franchises. So it makes my respect in high regard for Monolith Soft. I mean, on top of that, I'm looking at it. Persona from Atlas. We have Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and then also Persona 5 Royal. Those are like big hitters for RPG.
Final Fantasy.
Yes. Evelyn just
I know. I'm just looking at
Final Fantasies. Oh my gosh! I never would thought like we have literally Final Fantasy 7. That's like the one that's like just I couldn't believe myself because I was in an era when it was on a competing platform and Nintendo 64 didn't have a Final Fantasy. So it was like very shocking to kind of realize that we came a long way and so many developers are on board. That's something that I would say it doesn't click with me until I think about it. The last time I feel that was the Super Nintendo. So it's been a while. Yeah.
Right? Super Nintendo.
Yeah, Super Nintendo. Yeah, it's that's when we had a Final Fantasy 6. That's one of my favorites, a classic one. And then 7, we have 8, we have 9, we have 10, 10-2.
Right.
Yeah, it's like insane. Like, there's more. I'm not naming everything, but there's more. I know there is. Yeah. So I think that every genre is represented in some way on Nintendo Switch. I'm not naming everything. But you guys have your favorite games. I'm sure each one of you guys have your takes on what you like. But for me personally, those type of games I mentioned is the ones that stick to my head, at least right now, on the spot.
I mean, you have over, I don't know, hundreds of games, so I'm sure it's hard to pick. That's why I say favorites. I do have mine.
Yes. I wanted to know about that, yours.
You're curious, huh?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Especially now that you're expanding horizon.
That's right. Besides the Mario games, of course, I do love playing that. I do like to play Donkey Kong games as well. I grew up playing
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I love that one.
Yes, a lot of the retro games I like to play too. Simple ones as well. And then Splatoon 2, Splatoon 3 for sure.
Obviously, it started with the Wii U with the original Splatoon. Now you have Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. You have 2 Splatoon in one generation. That's pretty amazing.
Amazing in that part.
Right.
And I'm still playing it. One of the...
Oh yeah, she's playing.
Like I mentioned before, I'm playing Nier Automata, and I also started playing 13 Sentinels as well.
Yes, that's a good one. I love that's one we were talking about, like engaging story. That one really captivated my imagination and thoughts, and just provoked a really amazing story. So that's one of those that I highly recommend. It's like a hidden gem.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I agree with you. I like some of the games I watched and then played. Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yes.
Oh man, that broke me to tears. Like Innocent Evelyn too. That's just amazing.
What else? Oh yes, Metroid Dread.
I didn't expect that, but that was out of nowhere. How on earth?
First Metroid game in my life.
Uh-huh.
And I was able to stream it, the whole entire game from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
And not only
you collected everything, right?
Yes. And not only
remember.
that, I 100% everything.
That's nuts. I didn't, honestly, that's a really hardcore game. And even for me, I know that that's a very difficult one. So your determination and engagement took it to a new level.
Because if you are dedicated to it, you just want to do it. And and then that's what happened, and then everything's on stream. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, I literally had to ask her, "You sure you want to do this?" And sure enough,
got it.
You wanted to do it. That's crazy. It's still down in history though. Now you're a Metro fan.
Yes, I am definitely.
Look at that.
I do have all the favorite, but there's so many games. Maybe down the line I'll bring up some other ones if I remember.
Yeah, but the realization is this though. This system, before the Switch, you didn't have this broad spectrum of different other genres. Like you're talking about like Metroid style games, like you're getting lost and finding your way, getting the upgrades to go through different obstacles. You're talking about RPGs that you watched me play. It got you engaged into action RPG because Nier Automata is that type. You know the games can really captivate your imagination and your thoughts and emotions because of the deep story those games, are built into them, right?
Yes, I think I could say Nintendo Switch became one my favorite, not even one, like my favorite system.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a big one.
I did grow up playing Super Nintendo. Yes,
Right?
NES, Super Nintendo is always part of my heart. But I think Nintendo Switch is my favorite console.
There you go. You heard it straight from Evelyn. Okay. Any other questions you have for me?
Yes. What do you think of its legacy years down the line?
Every system, I think, has a legacy after its lifetime. I'm not saying Nintendo Switch is over. Obviously, the contrary is not. But the lasting legacy, I think that many people can take away, and I think that maybe most of you guys can agree with me, is the combination of handheld and home console in one. Never really has it been really successful until Nintendo Switch. Many have tried, or at least some tried. But I think that it took it to mainstream. Nintendo was successful to make a system that you can migrate from just playing on a couch, and then once you're kind of have to move, you gotta take the console out or the system on the go, play wherever you want. And I think that is what enticed gamers to take a look at the Nintendo Switch. It's kind of like modernized for the gamer of the today.
Yes.
It's people are on the go a lot, and regardless of how you play. Like for me, I personally play on a TV because I usually like the big experience on a big screen with the surround sound. I like to experience the game in its full fidelity, but some other players might not be able to do that. So that environment will suit them. Like if you had a kid and you have a baby on a cradle in one hand and you're holding a Switch on just cradling there, and you still have a Switch that you can still play. That's just an example. There's tons of other scenarios you could play in the party if you want to. I know it sounds you do you. I'm not gonna judge. I don't judge.
I actually agree with you because I could have a relative that they haven't really spoke to me, and then a lot of them they actually came out of nowhere talking to me, and then about Nintendo Switch. Some of them they play only handheld, and I'm like, don't worry about it. You could just play just handheld on the go, or you could even play at home. And I think that's what brought a lot of them together in terms of their own family. They started buying multiple systems, and they started sharing and playing together.
So in other words, it hit mainstream. That's one of the key things that I think that made it really successful, Nintendo Switch. It penetrated mainstream mindset. So obviously, not a non-gamer may be might start with Nintendo Switch, or someone who was in gaming got back into gaming because of Nintendo Switch. I know that there are some people like that as well. Like Evelyn is a good example. I know a few others on top of my head, but it kind of brought us together in a different way, and the environment that the Nintendo Switch provide, it's suitable for a modern gamer, a modern day 2017 and above, right?
Yes.
There you go. That is his legacy, I believe. All right. And I also want to emphasize this, though. I don't really say, I think this is the time I would say, after 6 years, I could probably easily say Nintendo Switch is my favorite system of all time.
We have
Straight up my favorite system of all time. It's hard for me to admit that. I'm really stubborn because I'm an OG gamer.
Because I'm looking around your game room. You have games from the NES all the way to Nintendo Switch, and then
definitely.
And yeah, I know I always heard you talking about GameCube and 64, of course.
Yeah, I have my favorites in every generation. I have my favorites before the Nintendo Switch. But I think that what made the Switch special is I gained more, in a way, more than ever, even though it sounds weird because I had a lot more time as a youngin, and I think I played more, but I have the hours to back it up. And I also stream a lot. And also the Nintendo Switch permits me to share my experiences on live stream with you guys. So I've never been able to do that in the past system. I could have, but it kind of took me a whole new level interacting with you guys directly, like this one here, this direct talk video, kind of expressing my thoughts on this system.
Wow.
A whole new level.
GG, Danny.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Final question.
Oh, final question.
And I'm sure that's from many of you. especially joining the stream or even with some of the comment. So remember, guys, be sure to join the stream. We read every question, every comment, and who knows, maybe the next time will be your question on our episode, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So Danny, are we getting, what do you guys say? Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch Pro, new Nintendo Switch, I don't know.
Lite.
XL? Oh, Lite? Oh, no.
New Nintendo Switch I.
Well, I could answer a question. Yes, we are getting one. Now, when do you think we will get in that new system?
I didn't expect this question actually. I usually don't comment on rumors or hearsay because I find them to be inaccurate and a lot of times false. But from my experience, because if you guys don't know, I'm a collector for a long time. I've been gaming since the early NES days. With that in mind, I see a console cycle come in and come out as well. You know, even Wii U, right before this system, I've seen it come in and come out. But in thought, Nintendo tends to have a 5-year lifespan of a console. And with that in mind, Nintendo Switch is now on its 6-year run. So it's kind of extended its life far beyond what I expected.
Right.
Not to say Nintendo is definitely working on a system. That's a given. It's a matter of when they will announce it, like Evelyn said right there. So with that in mind, I'll give you my estimate in a second. But I want to give you my reason why they didn't announce anything yet. And then I get to the end part. Because of the pandemic, a lot of the supply chain restrictions have affected technology. If you guys don't know, in the past year or 2 years, a lot of things, geopolitics as well, that affected supply chain and also pricing. You know, if you guys don't know, inflation did happen around the world as well due to geopolitics and supply chain restrictions. Nintendo is obviously a company that wants to make money on their system, so that's just typical. That's nothing, no surprise, right?
Company, right? Yes.
With keeping that in mind, as obviously everything went up in price, they kind of, I think, this is just my thoughts. This is not from Nintendo. I want to make that clear. But I think that they want to hold off announcing anything or promising anything because everything was expensive. So obviously they want to make money on the system. And if they're going to release something, it's either going to be on you guys and myself to buy the system at a high price or let price stabilize until a certain point that they're comfortable releasing a new system or announcing a new system.
Makes sense.
I think that makes sense, right?
That makes sense.
So it can delay them with that 5-year span. So I want to make also clear. I know some of you guys gonna say, but they have supported a system after 5 years. Yes, they do, but they tend to announce a new system and release it in conjunction with the old system.
Right.
But still support it for a couple of years. To think of the Nintendo Wii U and then Nintendo, it did coincide together for a little bit, and then obviously they started dropping the support for the Wii U and then fully embraced the Nintendo Switch, and that can be accounted for all the previous systems Nintendo has released. In terms of now, the bread and butter, the big thing that when do I think that they're gonna announce something? I don't. Again, this is just my thought. It's not 100%. I don't work for Nintendo in that sense, you know. So I want to make that clear before someone
sure you didn't
quoting
make
me.
a phone call, Danny?
Yeah, I'll make a call to Miyamoto-san. Hey, no, that's not gonna happen. I think that it's possible that they might announce something this year. It's either within releasing this year or announcing this year to release early next year or within the first 2 quarters of 2024. I think that's reasonable because supply chain constraint has been relieved. The microchips that are needed to run technology, computers, right, have now been a bit resolved because I'm a computer guy. I do look at the market and the fluctuations that happens around the world. It did got better. I mean, if you look at like a year ago, imagine like I was building my computer like a couple years ago, and then I saw a couple people wanted to build a computer. It was very difficult. That is example of the supply constraint that happened during the pandemic.
I mean, it's actually delayed for everyone, not just like video game, right? But in general, everyone went through it, and I'm sure everyone understands that too. So it's totally understandable. Yes.
I think so. So I think once we get that announcement, we're gonna be all excited. I'll be excited. I'm hoping that, a couple things, that may be another episode for another day. So if you have any questions of what I think I may be expecting for the next generation Nintendo Switch me or you, like Wii U, right? I don't know, I'm just making up names. Put it down in the comments. I will gladly answer them on the next Nintendo K Direct Talk.
That's right.
All right. So I think that's all the questions, right?
Yeah, for now.
All right,
we'll
for
probably
now.
keep some for next episode.
I'm telling you, guys loaded me up on those though. But if you guys enjoy this Direct Talk, do give a thumbs up. We look at the feedback. If you like this type of format, this is first episode. If you guys do enjoy it, we'll definitely continue. Give you guys some thoughts of different things. Could be video game related or Nintendo, or you just want my general thoughts on other competing platforms. That's fine too, because I don't, I play everything. I don't judge. If you guys play whatever the case is, how you enjoy. And I think it's more fun to talk about it.
That's right.
All right, guys. Again, if you guys enjoyed, thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so. As always, I'm Danny.
Evelyn.
At the Nintendo K channel. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you again next time.